Content warning. This episode and the episode after it contain themes relating to religious trauma. These themes are revealed through exposition throughout the episode, but some scenes in the church's dungeon may be difficult to listen to for some viewers, such as the ending scene in particular, which starts at 1 hour and 23 minutes and continues to the end. Stay safe.
Azzurum, what am I supposed to do with this? You can't just leave. Oh, gosh. All right. Hi, I'm Lidara, and you're listening to the Strings of Fate podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope... Oh my god. Azzurum, I cannot read this. Okay, whatever. I hope that you all enjoy, and I'll see you later.
Steam flies upward from bowls of aromatic spices that are slid in front of you. The bowl itself is a homely earthenware of beautiful design, and though chipped slightly, it's different from the scrap metal bowls given to the other patrons. The broth is a rich color, and just from the scent and the look, the spices make themselves known with a pungent and savory presence. Thinner noodles are arranged beautifully in the bowl with sliced vegetables adorning them, ranging from chopped green onions to thin-stalked mushrooms. As you all dig into your meal, Vincent and Azzurum, the first taste is absolutely heavenly. It makes you just want to dive into the bowl itself. A perfect blend, a delicate balance of both strong and gentle flavors. The noodles themselves tough, but not too tough, just chewy. You are both enjoying your meal there with Renair. Adela, the water genasi owner of this store, gives like a hearty smile and looks on and says, "Are you enjoying everything?"
It's great.
It is so good.
I'm glad, yeah. Honestly, I always wonder if the locals here actually like my food or if it's just courtesy.
You think they come back for the company?
Yeah, a little bit of talking, more just to get a taste of something different every now and then.
Well, I'm gonna come back for the food. This is good. This is... Honestly, when's the last time we've I just feel like I've been eating scraps,
I know, the last thing I ate that was actually kind of nice were those potatoes.
I
I don't even think I ate dinner that night.
I don't think you did either.
I think I'm a little hungry. Can I get another bowl, actually?
Alright, sure, what the hell. Alright, one more bowl over here, the vegan special, please. Goblin in the back gives an affirmative grunt and gets to work on another pot of boiling broth. Renair sits there and says, "It is a good change of pace from rations and, hardtack, all that sort of stuff." She looks over at you, the water genasi, and says, "So, how do y'all know Bonnie?"
Funny story, that one.
So picture this. We're in
Goldstead.
Goldstead? So we're in Goldstead. You know what that is?
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. Yeah, it's just a few weeks out from here.
So we were just walking through, trying to travel, and then all of a sudden, these people try to kill me.
Oh, well, I suppose that happens when you're traveling the Painted Valley. But, was Bonnie one of these people trying to kill you, or?
No.
No, we were in a saloon, really, not a tavern. But we were in a saloon, and they demanded for Azzurum to come out, and he did. And Bonnie came out too, and apparently the guy who was after Azzurum was their bounty.
That makes sense. Yeah, this is all starting to come together. I'm glad that she recommended the shop, though. That's very nice of her. She in town?
Yeah, she is.
Can I get an insight if they actually?
Yeah, sure.
What they think about Bonnie?
20 insight. With a 20 insight on Adela, you can see that she talks about Bonnie quite fondly. Like they are friends, and that there's not like a grudge or anything. Like hearing that like Bonnie was involved like you met Bonnie through a gunfight or like being attacked by bandits is kind of like a yeah, that makes sense to it.
Okay, good. I just, protecting Bonnie from strangers.
Bonnie Protection Squad.
Bonnie Protection Squad, I agree. Yeah, she's actually been traveling with us. She's been a bit of a guide. She knows these parts pretty well.
That's right. I'm glad she's taken my advice to not just try and hoof it alone on those out in the valley.
They do seem kind of like a bit of a loner.
Yeah, they've had a rough go of things, we'll say. I met them in a pretty sorry state.
When?
A few months back, I was actually traveling out near, I guess, around Goldstead, and found Bonnie. Pretty shot to hell, real bad. And was able to bring her back here. Thankfully, with my very limited knowledge of medical training, that sort of thing, comes in handy every now and then. I was able to help her out, but still very insistent on going it alone.
Well, we kind of convinced her to take us along. She had a wagon, so.
Oh, that's fine then. So I suppose you're paying a fee, riding along.
Yeah, you can say that.
She hasn't really given us a sort of price other than a good conversation, and we're not going to push it further than that, if we can.
She's pleasant folk. I'm glad that she's opening up a little bit to people. There's like a pause, and then to kind of reset the scene a little bit, in this space where you're having this very like wonderful meal, this very homely atmosphere, it is like this cramped small bar setting. This building itself has like some rusted like scrap metal walls, like the roof's a little too low, like some of the lamps hang down and are like blinking in and out, that sort of thing. It's nice. There's plenty of like very nice decorations along the walls, like art or text, that sort of thing that's been put onto like some kind of scroll or poster or something. But it definitely isn't like a Walsh and Whale or a Thorny Rose situation.
Is it loud?
I mean, because of how small it is and because of how many people are in here, it tends to be loud just because people's voices bounce around the inside and off the metal and all that.
Okay.
Adela kind of looks over at you two and says, sorry that this place isn't all fancy like topside, but we'll make do.
I like it better this way.
I don't have a strong preference. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as the food's good and the company's better, you know?
That's very kind of you, sir. So, I don't mean to pry into any business, but do you have business in town, or are you working,
No.
just traveling, just visiting?
Not any, like business specifically that drew us here. We're kind of just
Wandering around.
wandering.
Yeah. I mean, we... Personal business, but...
Personal business. That's fair. There's a lot of personal business going
I
around
look
town.
at Azzurum.
So, up top, there's like this stable that got destroyed. Do you know anything about that?
I heard something, yeah. I heard of a stable that got destroyed, sure.
Do you know of any, like, suspicious people in town? Maybe causing havoc where they're not supposed to?
Suspicious people in town causing havoc.
I did, see you gave a look to my friend here. Maybe you know about the rumors that have been spreading?
I mean, suspicious people come through town all the time. Havoc's wreaked by those families up above. I'm inclined to believe that it has to do with the feud, most likely, if they're reigniting something like that, but can't say that I've seen anyone suspicious around here. I suppose a lot of people come through, especially with the Undercity. There's plenty of people around here that are what you'd consider, or at least what they consider topside to be undesirable types, I suppose. Why? Did you come here looking for a bounty? You come here looking for someone?
We're on the lookout for someone.
We are indeed on the lookout for someone.
Adela, I think there may be something that you know that you're not telling us.
Is that right? Well, there's plenty that I know that I suppose I haven't shared with you, seeing as we've just met. But I'd be interested to hear as to what you think I'm keeping.
Honestly, not really my business, but...
Have you seen anyone here that looks like me?
There it is.
Can't say I have.
Can I get an
Can I
insight check
roll
on her?
insight?
Yeah, I was gonna say, please.
Go for it.
This is my first time rolling with these dice. I haven't rolled them even once.
19.
Natural 1.
Oh my god.
Well, looks like it's all good over here, Azzurum.
First time rolling with those new dice. It's a natural one.
19? I mean, she's lying. You know she's lying. You don't know why. You don't know why she would be. There's obviously a look exchanged with Azzurum that was out of surprise, but also you have no idea as to why this person would lie.
You're trying to protect him.
Interesting thing to ascertain from that answer.
Does he know? Did that?
I give a little nod to Azzurum.
She looks over at both of you and says, I'll give you a little advice about the Undercity. We, though I may not have seen whoever it is you're looking for, we look out for our own down here because we have to. And as much as you are lovely people and friends of Bonnie, which I truly appreciate for keeping them company, I will say that this is the first time that I've ever seen you around here.
Adela, you're such a nice person. I would hate to see you get caught up in the wrong crowd.
Well, it's a good thing I can take care of myself. She smiles. And you seem like a very pleasant fellow as well.
If you do see anyone looking like Azzurum here, just, we weren't here. We clear?
That's the word.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
Can I? I'm trying to intimidate her.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm
Sure.
trying to be a little bit tough. Not good.
13 insight.
Yeah, you believe that, like, this is kind of a two-way street in that as much as she's going to keep whatever information about whoever it is she's talking about close to her, she probably will not go in and be like, gotcha, like snitch on you either, if that sort of thing. It's kind of like an iron trap sort of thing. And then intimidate.
8.
She takes notice of like the gravitas in your voice, just like leaning on the bar, trying to like get that intimidating factor, like almost a growl to it, and she smiles back and gives a light nod and says, well, let me get your next bowls prepared, and then we'll hopefully move on to brighter topics. And she steps away over towards the back. You see her go back behind some curtains towards an area where she's grabbing some stuff, some storage. You have a little bit of a moment alone. Renair is there with you, and it's just kind of...
Renair's like
eating noodles
minding his
currently,
own business.
and looks over and says, so
She knows something.
what are we doing here? Yeah, you'd be mouthful. What are we doing here?
She knows something. She probably knows him.
Why is she protecting him?
I don't know. Bonnie doesn't. Bonnie should know about this.
I mean, it's not like just some personal grudge. This person is like killing people.
She might not know that. Or maybe she does, and then this is something else
Alright, this is worse.
entirely.
Maybe we should leave.
Right. I think we should pay and go. You could get food somewhere else.
I want to at least try to get more information.
You want to stay?
I just want something. I want to lead. I don't want anything. Is he here? Is he above ground? Is he in the city at all?
I don't know that she's gonna talk to us about this more. If we want to talk to somebody else, I mean, I look around and I'm like, you can be my guest with any other people in here, but she's probably...
Azzurum stands up.
Stands up.
Okay.
Okay.
Just don't...
Stand up very quickly. It's kind of, you have to be kind of careful because the ceiling's kind of low. So you're like, ooh.
Just don't make a scene.
Oh, I'm going to make a scene.
Oh, fuck.
Hello, everyone
Oh my god.
of this local noodle shop.
This is my nightmare. This is the worst. This is the worst
The
possible.
chatter immediately just kind of comes to a halt. Several people in like coveralls, like working attire, just kind of stop talking to each other and look over.
Hello. My name is Azzurum.
Oh my god.
Use your whole business.
Nice to meet you all. Lovely noodle shop you guys frequent. I love it. I really do. Has anyone seen anyone that looks like me?
Oh my god.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Persuasion? 11.
You yell this out to the entirety of this noodle shop. There's a bunch of people in here that are sitting at like side bars or like down at small cramped tables. They all turn, look at you, and then just all pretty much at the same time just turn back to what they were doing and start talking to each other.
It's not malicious, everyone. I'm not trying to kill anyone. I am looking for my dear brother.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Azzurum, sit
Make
down.
a deception check with disadvantage.
He's literally a murderer. God damn it. Not the bad rules again.
Deception? 10.
Lord.
The people just don't look at this up at this point. You hear like a couple like grumbles and grunts, and like the conversation is much quieter in here and more like whispered as they're like all talking to each other. Some people like peek over their shoulder to look at all of you, and as you're kind of doing this, emerging from that back room, Adela comes back out, and just kind of shakes her head, and then gets the bowls and starts to spoon the broth and noodles into them without saying a word. It's around this time that the door to the ramen shop slams open, and you can hear as you look over to see a crystalline tiefling there. Your companion, as Bonnie looks over and says, Lidara's been taken. They got Lidara.
What? Hold on.
What?
Hold on a second. What?
Lidara, manacles are placed over your hands, and they're far different from the regular iron cuffs and chains that you may have been accustomed to in other places. The manacles here are iron gloves that are tight around your fingers. You can barely bend them or move them, restricting the movement itself. You feel your belongings being removed from you, your weapons, if they can, they get the armor off as well as they're making their way through, sort of taking away what they can from you. It's taken by these knights in golden armor as you are pulled violently through the streets of Wheldon, the onlookers gawking at the scene. And you see the lead knight, a face stoic and rough, covered in thick gray hair. I'm gonna roll a check here. He's got a pretty average amount of this roll. You see him look towards where your hand was on Archie. Reach into the pocket and pull the note out.
Fuck.
Well,
And then just hold on to it as you are dragged through the street. You see he kind of lags behind as you are dragged to the street by two other knights and just reads the note over.
well.
Damn.
Okay. You are led to a building of intricate, detailed stone. Multiple stained glass windows of yellow, golden patterns and ornamented rays of sunlight that shoot out of the top. A cathedral. The bell, boom, 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 chimes far, far above you as you are pulled into its halls. The chamber itself is filled with white marble, pews of immaculate wood on the left side of the hall, set into a tiered formation behind them, kind of like bleachers or stands, that sort of thing. Behind them, beautiful displays of stained glass. A ribbed vaulted ceiling ends in a central dome of golden stained glass above at the center, and beneath that you can see a circular design of decorative stone intertwined with near golden Baroque designs themselves, and a altar in the center, a circular altar, where more akin to a podium, circular podium type area. The sound of struggles and stomping plate boots echo loudly through this solemn space, and you are led past a collection of marble statues on the right side, figures in church garb, their eyes all turned upward towards the dome in prayer. Sunlight filters in from the stained glass dome above, and the glass behind the pews depict a man with golden hair and facial hair holding a mace of sunlight. And you are pulled past these statues and past an iron door into darkness as you descend downward.
Great.
Here in a dimly lit space, the stone is rough and dirty. No sunlight filters down here as there are no windows. It's lit only by torches along the wall, and you can hear stifled whimpers and cries as you are led past cells of dark iron with several other prisoners inside of them. And at the end of that hallway, you are tossed into one, hitting the stonework hard as Archie quickly is tossed in as well. The cell shuts and locks behind you. You see one of them make their way back down the hallway with your things, and you see the other one quickly move away as, what do you do?
She's gonna run up to the bars and be like, "That's not yours!"
You clang, you're trying with your iron gloves. It's so strange and uncomfortable and somewhat painful to have your hands locked in this position, unable to move, almost claustrophobic as you make your way through, scream over there. They do not hear you. They just make their way down the corridor. You see them turn down a direction with your things.
Bang one more time.
It echoes outward as you are left alone in this cell. Archie there is just kind of on the floor, eyes wide, breathing heavily, and then just kind of somehow muscles himself up and then against the wall just hangs his head low as he sits.
What happened?
I don't know. What? I don't know. I was trying. They just came in and they said that they needed to check. They needed to check for something. That one fucker looked at me and then he knew. He knew.
That you have magic.
That I have. He keeps his mouth shut at that statement, and he just knew.
Great. Perfect.
Why are you here? Why did you even come here? What was the purpose of jumping into all this?
Well, you know, I'm friends with Vincent. I was just trying to relay a message. Vincent just wanted to talk to you. And I was just trying to give it to you, and it obviously didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Sorry that turned out for you like this.
It's not your fault. It's just unfortunate. But I'm not staying in here. There has to be a way out. Can I look around? See what's
Make a
going
perception check.
on? 26.
With a 26, you can tell there's not a lot of ways out.
Cool.
There's not like an air vent or like a window even on the side. It's just the cell and dark stone walls. There's like one bed that is kind of like suspended by chains against the wall, sort of. And in the cell across, you can see that there is like a group of people. There's what look to be like a few water genasi, as well as just humans just water genasi and humans basically that are just head down, look as though they've been there a while. You can see that across their face. With 26, you can see that there's like dried slop and gruel across their faces, and you surmise that with the hands on, there's no real way they can eat without degrading themselves to having to
Oh my god.
just dive into a bowl or something like that.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Guessing these shackles are for stopping magic.
Yeah, that's what they're. You can see that Archie's shaking, like visibly. He's just, his breathing is getting out of regulation. He's just, I heard about what they do. I don't.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't want to die. I don't want to. I
Alright,
don't
well,
want to die.
You. God. Okay. Alright. And I look at the other side, the people across. How long have you been here?
Crying out to the people on the other side, there is one that speaks up that kind of looks over and says, "Oh, so new arrivals, eh?" Kind of stands up, looks over and says, "Oh, I've been here for a good amount of time, but well, it looks like you're just in time for the tribunal."
Of course we are. Who are you?
Vila, very nice to meet you. They picked me up for inciting unrest down in the Undercity.
Oh, what does that mean?
Oh, well, it's code word for I was talking about to other workers about how, the conditions of the place that I worked. I was telling the truth about how I watched several people get sucked into the river itself and die, and that maybe being paid 5 copper a day for work like that isn't very worth it for us.
Yikes, that's awful.
But, well, enemy to the church, enemy to the state, enemy to the Walshes or the Thorns, I don't know. Vila is a taller water genasi. Their hair is shorter, cut much shorter, face very rugged. 16.
Kind of attractive.
They're a little bit, you can see that they're a bit gaunt in their look, and they look over and they say, "And so I've been here for quite a bit of time. I'm going to be shipped out in an Unsyrian prison wagon, whereas if you've got those on as well, these ones, are you here because you're inciting unrest, or are you here because you're,
I guess I'm here because I've tried to... Honestly, I don't know. I guess they're just assuming that I'm magical, which...
Allow me to ask that in a different manner. Are you here because of crimes against the state, or crimes against your soul?" he says with a bit of sarcasm.
Personally, I don't think I did anything wrong, but I was just trying to slip this guy a note, and I just... happened to get taken as well as he was getting taken.
Oh, well. Are you, caster? Magic? Got any of that on you? You ever casted before in your life?
Unfortunately, I think I have, yes. Not a lot, but...
Looking at this water genasi, you've met some water genasi before. You met Avi, especially. They all have this flowy quality to their hair, as if their hair is submerged in water. And as you look at Vila's hair is dry. Just he looks unlike any water genasi that you've ever seen. And he looks over and he says, "Oh, I'm real sorry then." He says,
Can I roll insight?
"Go for it."
I don't trust this bitch. I don't. I just don't. Fuck. That is a 15.
He seems...
Sorry, 13.
At 13, I mean, he just seems like he's got this confident kind of attitude, but at the same time, his voice is a little weak. And when he says, "I'm real sorry about that," it sounds genuine.
I do have passive insight. I don't know if that...
Passive insight, I mean, you can tell that he's not, like, lying to you about something. You can't tell, like, everything that's going on, but with 13, you'll get that the last part, when you say that you're a caster, there's some genuine, like, pity that happens. He says, "It's a hell of a thing. I hope you make the right choice then."
Choice?
Feels like you a bit too young to die for something like that.
Yeah, I'm not dying anytime soon. What choice?
Oh, well, tomorrow is your tribunal, I suppose. They usually get those done pretty quick. And there, the good High Priest Morin is going to offer you salvation, in a way. Just like he offered me from my Vondrick devilish ways.
What did he do to you?
I've lost touch with what makes me a bit me, haven't I? You ever seen a water genasi with hair as dry as straw?
Honestly, no.
You ever see one that can't do something with water? Well, you're looking at one now.
Oh, my God.
It's either that, or public execution. A burning at the stake. So, I'm real sorry. And at this, you can hear, like, Archie just breathing heavily in the back, saying, "Oh God, what do I do?
Please calm down.
What do I do?
Oh God, okay. That's horrible. But that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let that happen. Absolutely not. Especially not that I have friends here. I have friends and they're coming.
Hey, you can..." And he kind of peeks down the corridor as best he can as he leans up against the bars and looks and he says, "Listen here, I understand, and I hope that there's help coming too, but just be careful. If they find out you're associated with anybody else in the town, they're going to find them. If there's any indication that they know that you know someone here, they're not going to stop until they root it out. All right? They'll turn a blind eye if it's not directly in front of them. How do you think so many water genasi live down beneath the city? But if they know there's corruption, it's like they have to get it out."
And I don't have anything on me, right? I don't have absolutely anything I could possibly use.
You know what?
The clothes on my back.
Because it's you. You most likely roll a retroactive sleight of hand check.
I believe in you.
I'll tell you
I
what
believe
it's
that
for.
you'll be able to.
It's sleight of hand.
Yeah.
I'm so...
Come on, Lidara. Come on, you got it.
Retroactive.
It's retroactive. So this is
That's a 6.
traveling on the road, going anywhere. You usually keep a dagger hidden somewhere on your person, but you also very recently had to change out of everything and get fitted for something, and it turns out one of your daggers didn't make it back into your boot where you keep it hidden.
Oh my god.
You are devoid of anything currently.
I can't even fucking... My hands are literally tied. Like, literally so... Okay, there's like a chain on the door? Like
There's this whole, it's just a cell, but then there's like
Yeah.
a bed where it's kind of like the chain is on the wall and the bed's kind of
and there's like a lock
bolted to it.
on like anything? Is there like a lock?
Oh, there's
or is it,
a
like-
lock on the door. Yeah, there surely is a lock on the cell.
So there's a bed. What's on the bed?
The bed itself is a very uncomfortable, like literal wood plank with a sparse bedbug infested pillow and like
Yummy.
a small, like a thin sheet there. You can see that there are a couple bowls in the corner that are empty and have flies that are flying around.
Is there? Okay, this might be a little,
Sure.
a little crazy. You said wood.
It is wood, yeah.
Is there any way that I can try and rip the wood with my teeth?
Ew.
Try to
Ow.
pull it. Yeah, I know. And like just get like two like sticks. Like
You like it's like slivers, like
yeah, like
that?
get like slivers of the wood.
Come on, survival.
Okay.
Come on.
So this is, you're trying to gnaw through this?
I'm trying to get it so that I can try to lock
Got
pick it.
Let me.
With your mouth.
What makes the
What
most?
does mouth do?
I guess
What's
this
survival?
would be survival. This makes the most sense. Just a regular survival. I will say this most likely is disadvantage because you're trying
my
to with your teeth on like a big wood plank. This is a lot harder.
Yeah, I
than,
just figured, you know.
You know, so it does have disadvantage, but it's a survival check. The DC is fairly high.
Oh my god. Can you
Yeah.
get these dice,
I would
Olivia,
like
if
to
you're
see
listening?
myself out, everyone. I'm so sorry. That's it. It can't get any lower than that. So that's a 1.
Oh my god.
You
Try the other
you
one.
get a little splinter.
I'm fucking getting rid
You
of
get
that.
a little splinter, and it sucks. And then you
great.
can't really get it out because you got the iron.
like,
it's a horrifying. Yeah, it hurts, and Archie is just completely like head down, just like doesn't know what to do as you're like gnawing on the side of this bed. There is, I'd probably say like a good amount of time does pass, not a ton, not like we're gonna jump right into it, but a good amount of time passes in silence as you are pacing around trying to find any possible way to get anything to possibly either unlock this or find a way out. And that panic in Archie's voice eventually just settles into unsteady breathing as he just stares forward, eyes like sunken. And
Archie? Can I ask you a question?
sure,
Since we're here, I know, figured.
may as well.
How do you know Vincent?
Do you mind if I ask a question first before I answer that?
Sure.
How do you know Vincent? Or is he doing well?
Yeah.
Is he happy?
I've known him for a couple months now. We just kind of ended up meeting in Cineath and kind of helped each other out and saved some people together, did some odd jobs here and there, and we've been traveling for a while now together. I think he's happier than he's been for a while, but I think he could be happier.
Is that right? I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy for him.
So back to my question, if you don't mind.
I suppose it's similar to, in a way. though a little bit deeper than that, I suppose.
Oh.
There was a time that I would have called him my brother, honestly. But, it's been a long time since that.
Oh. You were that close?
Yeah, I thought we were, yeah. But it's been a long time since I've seen him, and I know that when everything went down and when you, back at the tavern.
Everything? What?
I mean, I acted a certain way, but it's because
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what.
I couldn't really get a read on that. I was really ready to stab you if you were gonna attack him. Couldn't really get the. So
I could tell, yeah.
you care about Vincent?
You see that he just looks down and he says, he's trying to find the right words and all that comes out as, yeah, I suppose I do.
Well, I just hope that you know that he really doesn't remember a lot, and if he genuinely doesn't remember a lot of things about his past. So I hope that you don't take it personally that he doesn't remember you. He really wants to talk to you when we get out of this.
Is that alright? I don't know what happened. I don't know what his life's been like for the past 8 years now. I don't know what caused all that. I think a part of me was just hurt, I suppose.
When did you last see him?
8 years ago. I remember it fairly clearly, but for me it's been impossible to get out of my mind. And I just didn't think we were that easy to forget.
Oh my god. Ouch. I do know that it's not his choice to forget. I think that if he could remember, I think he would want to.
I suppose that makes me feel better in a way, though.
How old is Archie?
He looks to be, if Vincent's 25, you know this, he looks like slightly older, like around the same age, but a little bit more haggard. Somehow a little bit more worn out by the years somehow.
We'll get out of here. I promise, well, promises are difficult, but I'll try my best to help get you out of here too. You don't deserve to be in here.
Make a persuasion check.
Of course. Of course. It's a 20.
Oh my god.
20. Archie's calm for a moment after being in a sort of panicked state for the duration of how long you've been here. And he just kind of nods. Says, okay, I believe you. Hi, this is Christian, the Dungeon Master for the Strings of Fate. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen to episode 9 of our adventure. We're getting real close to episode 10, which comes out on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we get into anything today, I just wanted to say thank you all for the amazing support on our Ko-fi. We hit our goal like over the weekend, which is crazy. We had no idea as to what was going to happen or what the response would be, and we are absolutely blown away. We've ordered all the audio equipment, which you'll be able to hear hopefully next week in our episode. But for now, I just want to go through the list and read out a couple of the names that made this possible. Starting from the top, we have Rin, Annie, B, Potter, Cupid, Kayla Bella, Lily E, Pixel Mitch, Call Her Kramer, Derek, Nicole, Katie, Dungeon Depths, Chocobo Goddess, Venus, Ali Depp, K2 Cosplay, Jalen, Max K, The Wayfaring Strangers Podcast, Ashley D, Pamela, Sari.Lu, and Deborah Nearhouse. Thank you so much for all your support. We quite literally could not have done this without you. If you didn't hear your name in that list and you wanted to, feel free to shoot a tweet at us or to message us over the Discord. I was just reading through the Ko-Fi feed, so it's possible if you made your donation anonymous, it wasn't read out during this break. Nevertheless, we are still immensely grateful to all of you for supporting our story. To think that our D&D story is something that brings enough joy to the community that they want to help us make it is an amazing thought that is beyond, honestly, what any of us expected. So, thank you all for donating. Another note I wanted to touch on was a thank you to Dungeon Depths for the dice that we are rolling in this episode. And I mean that as they have gone out of their way to create custom dice for each of our characters, including myself, whereas my character is the entire Astral Sea. And they are absolutely gorgeous. We're going to have pictures and videos up soon of all of those dice in action. But if you want amazingly made dice, Dungeons & Dragon apparel, stickers, you can go check out their store at shopdungeondepths.com/shop. That's shopdungeondepths.com/shop. Olivia has been an amazing part of this community, and the work that they've put in for us is just immense, and we could not be more grateful. Thank you so much for supporting us, and go check out their shop. Thank you again to dnddisability.com for the ADHD supplement that we use for our bard, Vincent. It is an amazing supplement, and they are an amazing team bringing disability into the TTRPG space in a way that is both accurate and fun. Go check them out. 2 things real quick. Don't forget to tweet about the show using #SoftPod. I go through that hashtag pretty much every day, and I look for names that I use for NPCs in the show, such as Adela. Thank you for allowing me to use your name. And finally, be sure to join the Soft Court. We have a live watch along with the premiere pretty much every week from Wednesday to Friday. We usually have 1 or 2 cast members in there talking with all of you as the show goes on. It's really fun. But more so than that, we give them early announcements. We're planning community events right now, and we talk about a number of things with a number of lovely people. So come join if you feel so inclined. A bit of a longer break today, but I think that's all from me. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for supporting us. Thank you all for donating. Remember that we have links below to support the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. So please be sure to check them out. And other than that, that's all I got. So back to the show. Let's cut on back over to the Undercity. Currently, what is going on?
What is
with
going on?
Where would you two go immediately after that? Well, we don't have to play it like right from that moment of like, oh, she's been taken. Bonnie probably, I'll say, would have led you towards where she thinks that Lidara has been taken, just to cut out the trekking through everything.
Going to the church. There's probably just the one central church, so we'll probably go there.
Yeah.
Maybe not directly up to it, but like stake it out.
Okay. You both, with Bonnie following, make your way out of the Undercity. There's a quick exchange of hellos and goodbyes from Adela and Bonnie, but there's just not enough time as Bonnie is in like this rush. It's a whirlwind all the way up there. You see that same detailed stonework of this cathedral that's kind of close to the center market. You make your way over. What are you looking for?
She was. What do we do?
Lidara, I'm looking for Lidara.
Yeah.
For
What?
Lidara. Can't see her.
Are there guards outside, inside, going in and out? Can I check like?
Currently, this place isn't like there's like guards everywhere. You do see Azzurum. You do see like roaming around that front area that there would be like maybe 1 or so of those knights in golden armor that are there. You can see just from looking at the building, you can see there's a number of stained glass windows. There's a stained glass dome over top. other than that, you don't see this to be like a place of high importance. I mean, there's not like, people just like security hanging out at the outside of a church always.
I think we should blow the church up.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think we should just blow the whole thing up.
I think they'll be wanted criminals, and we'll have to get out of town if they don't. No, that's.
We've
about
already
it.
blown one church up. What's the difference between 1 and 2?
Because that was with a whole town behind our back trying to get us to actually blow the thing up, and then also, we were not outnumbered there. This is a different sort of thing. I would walk in, but I'm afraid that if I walk in, I'm just gonna light up.
Me too.
Like a glow stick.
That might be true. I think at this point, I have experience with the Knights of the Morninglord, and they are unpleasant folks a lot of time, at least in my experience.
Maybe we should get locked up.
That might be a bad idea. Let me think. I would just say we could deceive and do our normal thing, but again, these people hate magic, and I feel like they're gonna have a lot of anti-magic measures. So they might be able to see through disguises, or disguises might not work inside. I don't know exactly. I could try to maybe send a message to Lidara, but I also don't know if the magic will go through or alert anybody of us. I could.
Well, maybe if you try to send a message to Lidara and it doesn't go through, then we know that we shouldn't go wherever she is. And we should try to get her out, like, from somewhere other way. Because if we're going to go to some magic blocked room, then that's just going to be a shit show. What am I going to do, slap them?
Yeah. I mean, you have some weapons, right?
My magical whip?
Do you have anything else? Do you have like a...
I have like a dagger.
Mace? Don't you have like a...
I do have a staff. Yeah.
Staff.
You know staff.
It's magic.
I've got a crossbow and a rapier. So I've got a sword. So, I mean, worst comes to worst, but... How about I'll step away from everyone here. So if they get alerted to... I don't know. I'm just taking precautions. If they get alerted to my location from, casting... So I'll go around a block or two, send a message to Lidara, and I'll come back if it goes through.
You go through, and here's what I'll give you. Here, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
With advantage?
This one not with advantage. Okay. This one is simply just to understand what's happening with your magic. It's not a high DC.
14.
14 is enough. You cast your message into the church, and you can feel that magic shoot out towards the church, go into the church. You don't feel it impeded by anything. You don't get anything, at least not people that you actually want to get with message. And then you kind of start thinking, if she's locked up, then maybe it's further down. And the second that you point that further down, there's like a like your magic itself is blocked by something.
Okay, alright. So I go back to you and Renee and Bonnie, and I'll say, bad news. Didn't go through.
Okay, so back to our original plan, blowing the church up.
No. We shouldn't go blow the church up, but sorry?
I wonder if we can somehow cause a scene that will attract all of the guards somewhere else. And then all we have to do is just, like, open the door.
I don't know if it'll be that easy. We could maybe try that.
I don't think anything's gonna be that easy. I don't think we're gonna find the magic switch to let Lidara out.
Yeah. Do I know anything about the Church of the Morninglord and how they operate and how these things sort of work?
You can make a religion check for me, just straight
Like,
up.
what they do to people like that. That was... Oh, I thought that was going to be a 4. That's actually a 17. Why did I think that was a 4? Plus religion, that's a 20.
The straight 20, very good. With straight 20, Church of the Morninglord, very against the use of magic that isn't within clerics of the Morninglord or paladins of the Morninglord, or for that instance, clerics and paladins of the Mother Knight, but that's a subject you know even less about. What you do know is that you'd probably be briefed on this at some point, either in your past or knowing that you'd be traveling through Ansir and that you're a mage. That worry of Vincent's of wanting to know what is going to happen when he gets there would come up, and the warning probably from someone like Vajra or something is that most of the Church of the Morninglord realizes that everyone outside of Ansir is okay with casters. However, the Church of the Morninglord themselves are so zealous that as long as you don't actually cast in front of them, or there's no reason for them to believe that you're a caster, they'll look the other way, usually. Especially to make sure that they don't cause like an international incident by killing a member of like the sovereignty that's important because they casted magic. However, that does mean that if they can find what they consider to be corruption in terms of witchcraft, that their punishment usually ranges all the way towards execution, and like execution for witchcraft. And with a 20, I'll say you have also heard horror stories of mages having their powers removed and then being sent to live in either a seminary or convent.
That's terrifying. Have I heard what happens if, like, let's say somebody from a different nation comes into Ansir. Maybe they're not super important, but they're just traveling through. They're not from Ansir. They're not going to stay in Ansir. They're not a citizen. Do I know of any stories of people like that who have been captured because they showed magic or because they were suspected of magic? And like how has the church cared? Have they been like, well, if you're in our territory, you follow our rules? Or are they like,
the church,
you don't live here, so
the church with a make a history check for this one. This is a straight history check.
God fucking.
I would say you probably rolled this one with advantage. This seems like something that would be like a bad hyperfixation upon hearing the first information.
He would hear the first one and then go down a rabbit hole.
Exactly.
You're like, what do you mean? That wasn't super great. A 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
From what you can tell, the Church of the Morninglord it's less that, as long as you're from another nation and cast magic, you're fine. It's more that if you're from another nation, you know not to cast magic around the Knights of the Morninglord, and you know that there are punishments for it.
God, I hate these people so much. Do I know about, this is the last question about what I know. Do I know about the tribunals, like how they were mentioned?
You know about the tribunals, yeah.
Like
you would know
trials.
how they're structured, not fully by religious lore how they would go, but you know that when the sun at dawn basically is when it usually happens. At dawn tomorrow, they're going to host the tribunal. It's going to be a public event where there's going to be anyone can come and watch, and there in front of a high priest of the Morninglord, the people will be given the chance to either renounce their evil ways or be purified so that their soul can go to the divine realm.
That's so
cast.
fucked
I
up.
didn't even freaking cast.
Are they gonna like check? Like, are they like they suspected? But are they gonna be like,
Yeah.
let me
You don't know
let
if
me
they'll
see if
go
there's
for
magic
it.
here? Oh my god.
You don't?
Could you imagine?
I don't.
This is so messed up.
It is messed
A
up.
public execution. I will relay as much information as I can.
Sure.
To
Everyone,
everybody.
you, Azzurum, you know that this is probably not good.
Yeah.
But you also know that Vincent, with that information, you know that the trial probably will happen above ground, and above ground magic worked.
Yes. So I will say, I mean, if we want to wait it out, we can try something tomorrow, and our magic will work, and it'll be cutting it short, and we have to get up early for it, but she'll be brought above ground for that trial.
So we're supposed to just sit here?
I mean, I don't want to sit here either. I mean, if we can figure out something to do that'll help, I don't know.
What are they going to do to her? What are they going to do to her down there? What's going on, you know?
I don't know what they're doing to her down there, but
What if they, like, cut off her fingers or something?
I don't know about that. I don't know how it all works.
And we're just going to sit here and just hope that she comes out with all her limbs intact tomorrow morning?
Listen, I know of the religion of the Morninglord. I know of the Knights. They have sick, twisted ideals, but at the same time, at the top of it all, they believe that they're helping these people. They believe they're saving their souls, and they're not inquisitors in there. That's more reserved for some place like the holy city of Garla. So I don't think they're gonna torture her. I think that they're just gonna try and move ahead with whatever tribunal they've got set up tomorrow morning.
So, we could hang around this church that's... Wait, hold on. Bonnie. You said... Did you say Archie was with her?
Yeah. She was trying to slip the note into Archie's pocket because he was being dragged away by the knights, accusing him of casting bardic magics.
If they have that note, they have my name.
I suppose they do.
Can't go back to the... We gave our name. We gave our names to the hotel. I can't go back there. I mean, you all can. Like, maybe.
Is there somewhere that you think that we could stay? Anyone that we could stay with or talk to? Do you think we could maybe bring in some of the families? You know the families. We could talk to them and try and see if they'd help us.
Well, we have Valentina and Finnegan.
Finnegan was probably a bad decision, just based off of Lidara's reaction. Valentina we don't know at all. But we could try.
We should check out of our hotel anyway. I don't want to pay for it anymore.
Right. It was nice, though.
And we can go talk to Valentina.
Should we do anything here before we leave?
Burn the church down?
No. I want to, too. But we can't, because, first of all, our friend is downstairs.
She'll be fine.
Other people that are innocent are downstairs.
We gotta break all of them out.
I'd like to.
This is fucked.
It is.
This happens on a daily basis. Just snatching people from the street for existing.
From magic, of all things.
People are born with magic. There are people who are literally born being able to, and their existence, I guess, should not be allowed.
Magic is so fascinating, and it's so useful. I don't understand it. Every time I've ever come through here, I've hated it. I'm gonna try something.
Sure.
See what happens.
Sure.
I'm gonna, while we're away from the church a good distance, I will summon Soup.
Okay.
And I will have him scurry and try to find a back exit, a back alley, and see what he sees inside. And I'll look through his eyes, and I'll be like, all right, Azzurum, Renair, Bonnie, if anything happens, just tap me. I can't see you. Just...
Making your way through the back alleys to inside the church. Where are you going?
First of all, I'm going to take the lay of the land and make sure I categorize where everything is. And then, I'm going to try to see if I can go lower, if there's anything that can get me downstairs.
Sure. Make a general perception check for Vincent, investigation check for Soup.
Perception check for Vincent.
You're seeing through the eyes. I always thought it was more that you were seeing through the eyes of it and more like looking at a screen rather than being a ferret. You are a ferret. You have ferret eyes looking for it.
I rolled a 9 for my perception.
Okay. Investigation for Soup.
I rolled an 18.
Oh.
Does not
No
tell
bonus.
me.
Investigation is through intelligence.
Yeah, and my intelligence is a -4.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if that...
Rough. It's 15, right?
14.
14.
18 -4, yeah.
18. 14 is still good. This is enough to tell that there is no cellar windows. There's no windows that seem to lead below the church, nor is there a cellar door entrance that seems to lead below either. You scatter around the exits and every side of the church, and there just doesn't seem to be a below ground access sort of thing.
That's weird.
Bringing Soup anywhere else?
Are there any, like, side rooms or any, like, corridors or offices?
Sure, yeah, there's like a little open window that's towards the back, more where you'd think like they'd be doing personal, like where their living quarters would be, that sort of thing.
I'll go in there.
You get Soup through the window. You can see there's like a bunch of bunks that are all side by side. In this room, the window's like slightly ajar, letting just kind of the spring breeze in. Make stealth check.
Okay.
With Soup stats.
What would that be tied to?
Dex.
Oh wait, he's got a +5 to stealth.
Nice.
So 16 + 5.
21. Stoop down off the windowsill and through here. You can see that the inside of this is decorated very plainly. There's a few symbols of sunlight on the wall here and there, and a few bags that are left behind that are, just regular traveler packs, like nightstands filled with personal items. This looks as to where like knights would be bunking or people would be bunking. You can see that there's stands for armor, etc., that sort of thing towards the front of the room. You make your way through that room and you get to like a hallway, and you can see that there's like several doors around here that aren't open, but at the end of that hallway there's a door that's like slightly ajar.
As I'm going through, I will be describing all of this out loud to y'all. And I'll be like, there's a door, tap on my shoulder twice for I should go in, and tap once for I should get out.
Twice.
Tap. Okay, and I will maneuver Soup inside.
You make your way down, and you can see that as you get past this doorway, there's a very plain looking office back there. There's like a desk. There's a number of books on a bookshelf that's built into the walls in the back. Some kind of like almost like bay windows that where the light shines in from the back. You make your way through with Soup. Make a perception check.
For me?
Yep. Vincent
Oh
stats.
my god, that's so bad. Really, really bad. That's a 5.
You see there's an altar in the corner of the room dedicated to the sun. Soup's kind of fixated on it. It's strange in ways. The candlelight, the candlelit altar is there with several of these golden and white ornaments to it. A bit of smoke from the candles just arising. Looking around, you're fixated on the altar, and you feel your vision kind of jarred as you feel Soup being
I'm gonna snap him out of there.
This is dexterity check.
Okay. Check or saving throw?
Saving throw.
13.
The last thing you see before you snap Soup out of there is you are brought face to face with a very young, somewhat handsome man with blonde hair that is very neatly cut, wearing robes of the Church of the Morninglord, and he just looks. He has these very like light blue eyes, and he just looks at the creature, and you see him sort of tilt the head, and then he says, "Lost, are we?" And you feel the pressure of him squeezing Soup, and before you snap, and Snoop is gone.
He was just gonna squish my weasel.
Let's do this. Vincent, you are snapped back into your vision. Soup is in a demiplane. He rolled a natural 1, so he didn't get a chance to do any damage to Soup. But you just felt it's not that you knew exactly what was going to happen, but you felt tight pressure. Like you feel like a little bit of what your familiar feels. You just felt that tight pressure and were immediately out of it. You're back with everyone. You relay anything? Is there anything you relay? And then
there was a guy. Did see Soup. So there's that. But he doesn't know. Soup will just be gone. Doesn't know it's me. Whoops. We should probably leave, actually.
Yeah, we should. All right, where are we off to? Are we off to try and get some kind of anything with the Walshes or the Thorns? Are we?
I mean, we could try to ask Valentina for help. I again, I don't know her. It's.
I mean, I don't really know her that well, but this does kind of, if we all get arrested, we can't be bodyguards. So maybe we should let her know what's going on.
Can someone roll me a D100 really quickly?
Oh
Yeah,
God!
absolutely.
Ew, don't let me do it.
Roll those new babies. What did you get?
91%.
91%. Okay. Continue.
What was that for?
Ew, I fucking hate that shit.
I don't even like you. I don't even like you.
God.
Continue.
I'm so nervous.
I feel like Dan knows.
I know. I think she does.
Christian,
You
We're not even
are
friends.
discussing this. What's going on? What's your business?
I think that's a maybe sound argument that.
yeah, I think we should go tell her because this affects our job. And then I'll introduce her to you.
Perfect. Yeah, no. Perfect. First thing she knows of me is that I'm an enemy of the church. Great.
Well, we don't have to tell her we're magic. Maybe we can get a feeler.
we could just
Because
say that,
Liddy did not get arrested for casting magic.
right. We could tell her that the church made a mistake and that our friend and whoever else was down there, Archie, I don't actually know anything about. I don't know if he does magic or not, but we can tell her that they got the wrong people. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We
Okay.
can try it.
You make your way over, asking as best as you can to get around without asking too many people, to the Thorn Manor, which is not hard to find.
What was the
Would we know that
91%?
Lidara's, claws and everything were magic? Do we think that she's a caster?
You can make an Arcana check, both of you. This would just be a straight roll for you, Vincent. It's more just like a if you noticed.
18 plus 9.
Yeah, it's magic. Free magic.
Azzurum got a 4.
Azrum's like, yeah, she's gotta cut her nails. It's rough. She's gonna scratch herself. Yeah, you, Vincent, you would realize that there is a quick hand movement that is less it's more like learned magic, if that makes sense.
Right. More along the lines of a sorcerer. With...
A sorcerer or a wizard, even.
Yeah. Okay.
Closer to
wizard.
learned magic rather than natural born
Gotcha.
with magic.
Okay. So she learned it somewhere.
So, you make your way over to Thorn Manor. Here's what I'll do. Just make a perception check for me, everybody. Make your perception checks.
I've been making so many rolls today.
My roll is
Perception?
yep.
Yeah, that's a 5.
20.
20. It's kind of fortuitous because as you're kind of on your way looking for the Thorn Manor, with a 5, Azzurum doesn't spot this person that he would know. But you, Vincent, spot someone with a woman with a house crest on, and are able to point that out.
Is that her?
Is that her?
It is.
I was yeah, it is.
Okay, perfect. You
Valentina's-
introduce us, please.
Valentina's walking about town. You see her. You spot her with a 20. She's kind of off on the side of the road, not near any particular shop. She's speaking with someone. You see her quickly with a 20. See her hand something to that person. That person just kind of dart off into the alley. As you are approaching, what do you say?
Hey, Valentina.
She's kind of surprised, looks around and says, yes, it's good to see you, Azzurum. It's good to see you again. And these are...
This is Vincent and Renee. These were the people I was telling you, the friends I have.
Renee,
And Bonnie.
and Bonnie. It's very nice to meet you.
Bonnie will
all.
not be joining us at the ball, but is a friend.
That's a shame.
Unless she wants to.
Bonnie looks over and says, you know what, I'll think on it. I feel like there's other things we need to...
There are other things.
Yes, you all seem a bit in a rush. What's going on?
Yes.
First of all, it's very nice to meet you all, but
Maybe, actually, is there a more private place we could talk? Are we in the middle of the street right now?
you're off on a side road and sort of a more private place. Here, they kind of usher you a little bit further into the alley, not like down the alley, but just like out of the public street. And says, what's going on? I feel like this should be fine.
So quick question, what do you think of the Church of the Morninglord? Like, what's your general opinion on them?
Looks at you. Praise sunlight?
Be honest, it's fine.
Okay, thank God. No, I mean, I go to church. I go to church with my family sometimes if I'm, on the big holidays. But I'm not a big.
You're a creaster.
Yeah. I'm not a big proponent of it. Why? Why do you ask?
So Lidara.
We need help.
Yes, Lidara. She's not here.
Not here.
Mm-hmm.
The church took her.
For what?
For nothing.
It was a false.
She wasn't
claim.
casting or anything. She just got snatched.
And oh my goodness.
They made a mistake.
They made a mistake.
Yes. And you're the only person we know who can maybe help us with this in this town. You're the only connection we have.
Okay, come in a bit closer. All right, I can't do a lot that is openly against the Church of the Morninglord, as they have a big connection to Ancir and the monarchy, and thus there are certain things I can't do as my position as a thorn. But I will try to help in whatever way I can. I do not know what has transpired, but it must be a mistake.
It was.
We are scared that they're going to come after us next.
I believe I have reason to believe that they know my name.
Okay, and you said you signed in over at the Emerald Rest, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I can do. I will get you subtly checked out, so you don't have to go back there. Second, for the duration of your stay here in Wheldon, you will have a room over at the Thorn Manor that is hidden, that is not known well. And I'm sorry that this is a transactional offer, but I also would like to confirm that if we are to save Lidara, that you will still be in attendance.
Absolutely.
If we don't save Lidara, we won't be in attendance.
Fair enough. And there's no need to worry. Church of the Morninglord will not be in attendance of the event. They don't take to frivolous outings. So once you do that, I can give you a place to stay, and I can get you out of town after the event. Oh my God. That is the deal that I'm offering you, but I can't do anything else.
Will you pay for our room?
What do you mean pay for your room?
At the Emerald Rest.
My God.
My family owns the Emerald Rest. I'll just tell them to wipe it. I'll wipe the charges. Fine.
That's more than enough. You're very generous for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then I am counting on you now. I will need you all to be on top of things and ready once you do whatever it is you're doing to save.
Do you have any? Them taking Lidara was an honest, actual mistake.
Honest, actual mistake.
And if anything happens to her, it will be on the church's head.
I don't. Unfortunately, you act as though you think they care, that they have consequences.
There has to be consequences for that.
This is a whole other set of difficult relations between the Church of the Morninglord and the laws of the Kingdom of Ancir. And as much as I'd love to debate and figure that out, I'll say this. Is your friend in any way a caster?
No.
Are you telling the truth? Because if you are, then this is fine. Then this means that at the tribunal, they will simply need to connect whatever it is she's done and actually prove that it is
Right.
right, which they have spells in which they can elicit truth, but at the same time, if it's the truth that this was a mistake, then she should be fine. But I'm going to say this, and I trust you in what you're saying. If she is a caster, they will know. They will find out. And there will be consequences.
How do you feel about casters?
I believe that it is a interesting art that I myself do not know how to do. And I believe that the open minds of the sovereignty are much more fitting for my belief towards magic.
Lidara's not even from here.
Unless she has any connection to some political figure from another nation, I'm sorry to say that there isn't going to be any real diplomatic way to figure this out. But I can help you out.
Saved a whole city.
If we know people in, like, say, like, Siniath.
High-ranking people who would vouch for us.
It depends on who. And it depends on if you can get them here and ready to testify on the side of you all by next dawn.
Are there any teleportation circles in this city?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Not that we can teleport.
Listen, I'll give you some options, but I'm going to do my best to give you some options, but for now, I will lead you back to the Thorn Manor. I'll give you a room so that you may plan, and I'll take care of everything at the Emerald Rest after that. But until then, steel yourselves. This won't be an easy fight. Lidara, you are sat there with Archie in this dejected silence. Not much for conversation. You can hear the stifled whimpers and cries from further down the cell that echo against the stone. And you hear that heavy sort of stomping of boots, just followed by a more light, just footstep. Arriving in front of your cell, you see that same grizzled knight of the Morninglord stood there, looking upon, saying, "Hey, she's the one." And following behind, in robes of the Church of the Morninglord, you see that same blonde-haired individual you've never seen before, though. Make a retroactive perception check for me. It doesn't have to be super high.
You said, what was it?
Perception.
12.
12 is enough. Okay. You saw this figure looking on from a doorway off towards the back of the church. And in these robes, that younger than you expected face, light blue eyes, they sort of smile down and say, "Oh, I see. Hello there, child of the light, so lost."
Oh, that's funny.
It's not very funny from where I'm standing. In fact, I'm sorry for this circumstance. I truly am.
I don't believe that. Because if it was true, you would have known that I didn't even do anything to be put in here to begin with.
You see his eyes blink and a light, like radiant flame in his eyes as they just stare down at you and looks and says, "Oh no. No, I'm sorry. I truly am. My heart cries out because I see the devil in you. The marks of witchcraft, magic. And it truly pains my soul to see someone so lost on the path to their own destruction. And I hope that you'll make the right choice tomorrow, and we can see your life set on a new and brighter path. He smiles a sad smile down at you, and he says, "It's not too late to bask in the light, child. It's never too late."
I'm fine right here, thank you very much, and I think I'll be just fine, thank you, though.
He straightens back up, looks at you, and says, "Tonight, I'll pray for you."
Oh, and thank you so very much for that.
You're welcome. And as he steps back down the hallway, followed by that knight of the Morninglord staring both you and Archie down, that's where we're going to end.
I'm gonna kill that guy so dead. I'm gonna kill him dead.
Hello everyone, it's Lidara. I'm back. Vincent actually showed me that this device is called a microphone. I've never seen anything like it before. But besides the point, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow the podcast on their social medias, on Twitter @_the Strings of Fate, and on Instagram @the Strings of Fate. Have a lovely day, everyone. See you soon.